All right, you sick fucks. Want to dive into some messed up shit?
Wow.
Let's cut the crap and get straight into the twisted world of Black Mirror.
Oh, yeah.
You think it's just about phones and tech gone bad?
Nah.
Fuck that. We're going deeper. Way deeper. It's like therapy, but instead of facing your own fucked up shit, you watch other people's nightmares play out.
Exactly. It's a glorious dumpster fire of human anxieties.
And to help us sift through this wreckage, we've got a total badass mind explorer with us today. They practically wrote the book on overthinking and have a PhD in existential dread.
Guilty as charged.
Yep. So, for any of you dumbasses who haven't been paying attention, what the hell is Black Mirror anyway?
All right, so imagine the Twilight Zone, but on crack, with a tech twist.
Nice.
It's a British anthology series, which means each episode is a standalone story. You can jump in wherever your messed up mind desires.
Right, so no need to watch in order, just dive into the madness. What's the basic premise? Give us the lowdown.
Basically, it's all about near-future dystopias, you know, the kind of shit that keeps you up at night, wondering if humanity is truly fucked. It explores the dark side of technology and how it can warp our minds and society.
But it's not all doom and gloom, right? I mean, they throw in some curveballs to mess with our heads.
Exactly. They play with different genres, like they throw in some romance,
Yeah.
some comedy, even a space opera episode, all with that signature Black Mirror mindfuck.
Yeah, like San Junipero, right?
Yeah.
That one got me right in the feels, even though it's still pretty fucked up.
Oh, totally. It's like they sneak in these emotional gut punches when you least expect it.
Yeah.
But even the lighter episodes, they always leave you with this lingering sense of unease, you know?
For sure. Speaking of fucked up details, let's
Yeah.
talk about those Easter eggs. Black Mirror is full of them, right? Like hidden clues and recurring elements.
Oh, absolutely. It's like they love to hide little clues and recurring elements, like those news channels you see popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Or that damn pizza company. Yeah. It makes you wonder if it's all part of one giant interconnected universe or just Charlie Brooker messing with us.
It's the beauty of it, right?
Oh.
It keeps you guessing. You're trying to piece together this puzzle, even though you know it might all be bullshit.
Right. Like, is it a brilliant, cohesive vision?
Yeah.
Or are they just fucking with us for kicks?
Yeah.
Makes you question everything.
And speaking of questioning everything, how about those times when Black Mirror feels a little too close to home? You know, like they predicted that whole social media obsession with ratings, and then China goes and creates a real-life social credit system.
Oh, yeah.
That shit creeps me out.
Yeah.
It's like they're holding up a mirror to our fucked up reality.
Totally.
And they're saying, look what you're becoming, you bunch of mindless drones.
As a wake-up call, right? Like, hey, this technology we're also obsessed with, it has the potential to turn us into slaves to the system.
Right.
And we might not even realize it until it's too late.
And that's where Black Mirror really shines, man. It's not just entertainment. It's like a goddamn social commentary, a warning disguised as a mind-bending thrill ride.
Absolutely. It makes you think, it makes you question, and sometimes it just straight up scares the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But that's why we love it, right?
Damn right. It's like peeking into the abyss, except the abyss is full of smartphones, social media, and creepy-ass robots.
It's like they're saying, hey, your phone might be listening to you,
Yeah.
but we're listening to your anxieties about your phone listening to you.
Dude, it's a total mindfuck.
Yeah.
But a brilliant one. So we've established that Black Mirror isn't just some dumb TV show.
Right.
It's a cultural phenomenon.
Right.
It's like a goddamn virus that gets under your skin and makes you question every damn thing.
It's the kind of show that sparks debates at 3 a.m., you know, when you're high as a kite and contemplating the meaning of existence.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop at the screen, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole Black Mirror universe out there
Oh, yeah.
beyond the episodes themselves.
There's, like books, soundtracks, even a fucking labyrinth at Thorpe Park. They're milking this shit for all it's worth.
A labyrinth. What the fuck is that about?
It's like a real-life Black Mirror episode. This interactive maze designed to mess with your senses and make you question your sanity.
Sounds like a recipe for a panic attack. But I kind of want to try it.
Right. It's like Black Mirror is already messing with our minds, so why not take it to the next level and experience it in real life?
So, besides the Labyrinth of Doom, what else is there? Is any of this extra shit actually worth checking out?
The soundtracks are pretty dope. They perfectly capture that mood and atmosphere of the show, you know? Like that blend of futuristic sounds and creepy melodies that make you feel like you're losing your grip on reality.
Yeah, the music is always on point.
Yeah.
Adds to the whole we're all fucked vibe. What about the books? Anything good in there?
There's this companion book called Inside Black Mirror. It delves into the creation of each episode
Okay.
with behind-the-scenes stories and interviews with the creators.
So basically, a Bible for Black Mirror nerds.
Pretty much. It's like getting a glimpse into the minds of the mad geniuses behind the show, seeing how they came up with these twisted ideas.
All right, I'll add that to my reading list. But let's be real. The episodes are the main course, right?
Absolutely.
The meat and potatoes of this whole Black Mirror experience.
The episodes are where the real magic happens, where they explore the dark side of humanity and make you question your own place in this fucked up world.
And each one is like a punch in the gut, a reminder that we're all just one bad decision away from becoming the stars of our own dystopian nightmare.
So let's dive into some of the most iconic episodes. You know, the ones that really fucked with our heads and made us question everything.
Yeah, let's get to the heart of this shit.
Right.
Break down the themes, canalize the symbolism, and try to make sense of this whole Black Mirror madness.
Because behind all the fucked up scenarios and technological nightmares, there's a deeper message, a warning about the choices we make and the future we're creating.
And maybe, just maybe, if we can understand the message, we can avoid becoming the next cautionary tale.
Or maybe we're already too far gone.
Fuck.
Let's start with White Bear. That one's a total mindfuck from beginning to end.
Oh yeah, that episode fucked me up for days. The whole concept of turning punishment into entertainment, using technology to control and manipulate people, it's terrifying.
It makes you think about the dark side of human nature, our thirst for vengeance, and our willingness to dehumanize those we perceive as different.
And it's not just about punishment, it's about control, right? The way they use technology to manipulate memories and emotions to turn people into puppets, it's chilling.
And it's not just some far-fetched idea, it's a reflection of the world we live in, where social media and technology are increasingly used to shape our perceptions and control our behavior.
It's like that saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. In White Bear, the protagonist is literally the product, the spectacle that everyone is consuming.
Exactly. And it raises questions about our own complicity in this system. Are we all just voyeurs, passively watching the suffering of others for our own amusement?
It's a heavy question, man. It makes you wonder if we're all capable of becoming the monsters in that episode, given the right circumstances.
Black Mirror doesn't shy away from asking those difficult questions. It forces us to confront the darkest parts of ourselves and the potential for evil that exists in all of us.
Which is why it's so damn compelling. Yeah, it's not just entertainment. It's a mirror reflecting our own fucked up society back at us.
And sometimes the reflection is pretty damn scary.
Right. Let's take a break from the existential dread for a minute. Let's talk about 15 million merits. That episode's a total gut punch.
Yeah. It's a bleak look at a future where people are trapped in this cycle of mindless entertainment and virtual reality, where their only escape is through this rigged talent show.
The whole system is so fucked up, man. The way they use technology to create this illusion of choice and opportunity while keeping people enslaved to the system.
It's a brilliant satire of consumerism, reality TV, and the way we're constantly bombarded with advertising and distractions.
And that ending, where Bing tries to rebel but ultimately gets absorbed back into the system, it's just soul-crushing.
It shows how difficult it is to break free from the cycle,
Yeah.
to challenge the status quo when you're constantly being fed a diet of empty calories and meaningless entertainment.
15 million merits is a powerful reminder that true freedom isn't about having endless choices. It's about having meaningful ones.
And it's about being aware of the forces that are trying to control our minds and our desires.
Yeah. I need a drink after that one. But we're not done yet. There's so much more to unpack.
We've barely scratched the surface of this Black Mirror rabbit hole.
Let's keep digging, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about some other episodes that really messed with our heads. How about Be Right Back? That one where the woman brings her dead boyfriend back as an AI.
Oh man, that one's a heartbreaker. Starts out all sentimental and then bam, it gets super creepy.
Right. It's like they lure you in with this heartwarming story about grief and loss, and then they twist the knife and make you question the whole idea of replacing a human being with technology.
It's like, can you really cheat death and bring back someone you love with just data and algorithms? And at what cost?
Yeah, the whole ethics of it gets really blurry. And speaking of blurry lines, how about The Entire History of You? That one where everyone has this implant that records their entire lives.
Ah, the grain. Talk about a recipe for a disaster. I mean, imagine having every embarrassing moment, every fight, every stupid decision you've ever made just hanging over your head, accessible to anyone who wants to see it.
Dude, relationships would be a nightmare. No one would ever be able to let anything go.
Exactly. It's like the ultimate weaponization of nostalgia and regret. You're constantly reliving the past instead of living in the present.
And forget about privacy, right? Your whole life becomes an open book.
It's terrifying to think about the potential for abuse and manipulation.
Yeah,
Like, imagine someone hacking into your brain and using your own memories against you.
yeah, that's some real mindfuck shit right there. It makes you appreciate the beauty of forgetting, you know?
Hmm.
Sometimes it's better to just let the past fade away.
But hey, it's not all doom and gloom, right? There are a few Black Mirror episodes that actually have somewhat happy endings.
Oh, yeah, like San Junipero, right?
Yeah.
That was a breath of fresh air, even though it still had that signature Black Mirror twist.
Right. It's like a bittersweet love story that explores the possibility of finding happiness in a digital afterlife. You know, escaping the limitations of the physical world and living forever in paradise.
But even in paradise, there are complications. It makes you wonder if choosing to live forever in a simulated reality is truly living at all. Like, where's the line between real and virtual?
It's a tough question, man, and that's what Black Mirror does so well. It forces us to grapple with these complex ethical dilemmas. There are no easy answers.
So what's the ultimate message here? Is Black Mirror just trying to scare us into ditching our smartphones and living off the grid?
I don't think it's about rejecting technology altogether. It's more about being mindful of the power it holds and the potential consequences of our choices.
Like, we need to be aware of how technology can be used to manipulate and control us, how it can exploit our vulnerabilities and amplify our worst impulses.
Exactly. Black Mirror isn't about demonizing technology. It's about holding up a mirror to ourselves and asking, what kind of future are we creating?
It's a warning, but also a challenge to use technology for good, to create a future that's more humane and equitable, rather than just a digital dystopia.
And that's a responsibility we all share. We can't just sit back and passively consume these stories. We need to actively engage with the issues they raise and make conscious choices about how we interact with technology.
It's about taking control of our own narratives, rather than letting technology dictate our lives.
It's about being mindful, being critical, and most importantly, being human.
Damn, that's some deep shit. I think I need another drink.
Me too. But before we drown ourselves in booze, let's talk about a few more episodes that really stuck with us.
Okay, hit me with it. What else fucked with your brain? Okay, so we've covered some pretty heavy shit, like White Bear, 15 million merits, and Be Right Back.
Yeah, we've been down some dark rabbit holes.
But, I mean, is it all bad? Are there any Black Mirror episodes that actually offer a glimmer of hope?
Well, you know Black Mirror loves to mess with our heads, right? So even the episodes that start out hopeful, they usually take a pretty dark turn. But I guess there are a few that offer a slightly less bleak outlook.
Okay, give me an example. What comes to mind?
I mean, San Junipero is definitely the most optimistic one.
Yeah, San Junipero. It's almost like a love letter to humanity, even though it's set in this digital afterlife.
Exactly. It's a beautiful anomaly in the Black Mirror universe, you know? It's a love story that explores themes of mortality and the possibility of finding happiness in a digital afterlife.
Yeah, and it's not just about escaping death. It's about finding connection and fulfillment. Like, even in a simulated world, human connection can still be meaningful. But it does raise some ethical questions, right? Like, is it really ethical to choose to live forever in a simulated paradise?
Yeah, the whole consent thing gets a little tricky. And it makes you wonder what it really means to be human if you're just a consciousness uploaded into a computer. But, you know, San Junipero is a rare exception. Most Black Mirror episodes leave you feeling kind of messed up.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what's the overall takeaway here? Is Black Mirror just trying to scare the shit out of us, or is there a deeper message?
I think it's a cautionary tale, you know? A warning about the potential consequences of our technological advancements. It's not about demonizing technology itself, but about highlighting the importance of using it responsibly and ethically.
Okay, yeah. It's like technology can be a powerful tool for good or evil. It all depends on how we use it. And Black Mirror shows us the extremes of both.
Exactly. It's a reminder that we need to be mindful of the choices we make, both individually and as a society when it comes to technology, because these choices will ultimately shape our future.
So it's like the future isn't set in stone. We still have the power to create the world we want to live in. But we got to be careful, right? Because technology can easily slip out of our control and turn on us.
Absolutely. It's a constant balancing act. We need to embrace the potential of technology while also being aware of its dangers. Black Mirror just throws those dangers in our face in a really dramatic and thought-provoking way.
Yeah, I guess that's what makes it such a compelling show. It forces us to confront these uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world we're creating. And sometimes it's just plain entertaining to watch all the fucked up scenarios play out.
Totally. It's like watching a train wreck, but for the mind. You can't look away, even though you know it's going to mess with you.
Right. It's addictive.
Yeah.
Okay, so to wrap this whole thing up, what's the message you want our listeners to walk away with?
Don't be a mindless drone. Think critically about the technology you use, the information you consume, and the choices you make. Be aware of the potential consequences, both good and bad. And most importantly, don't let technology control your life. You're in the driver's seat.
Right on. Stay curious, stay weird, and keep those minds sharp. And for fuck's sake, don't let those robot dogs take over the world. Peace out.